Now, if you're just waking up this morning, the world's media has turned its attention to Syria, where, according to the BBC, Syrian rebels take control over the majority of Aleppo. Aleppo is a massive city, one of the largest in Syria. Now, the rebel forces in Syria have taken control of the majority of the country's second largest city, according to the UK's based monitoring group, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, SOHR. It said Russian launched air raids part of Aleppo overnight into Saturday for the first time in 2016 as well, the observers have added, and SOHR have said more than 300 people, including 20 civilians, have been killed since the offensive start on Wednesday. The offensive is the largest against the Syrian government in years, and the first time rebel fighting forces of President Bashar al-Assad have reached Aleppo since being forced out by the army in 2016. Mind you, al-Assad is being propped up by the Russians, which have taken a massive shift to going into Ukraine, and obviously we all know that deadly offensive up there. Now, Aleppo's airport and all roads leading to the city have been closed, hence Russia's launching military airstrikes, and the rebels were able to capture the majority of the city without meeting significant resistance. They said there was no fighting as the Syrian forces withdrew, a spokesperson said to BBC, which literally just means they fled for their lives. The city council, police stations, intelligence officers, they're all empty, and this has never happened before. Early on Friday, government forces said they have regained positions of a number of towns in Aleppo and Idlib provinces following an offensive launched by HTS, which essentially is an Islamic State terrorist organization, and allied factions on Wednesday, and a video posted on the channel affiliated with the Islamic military group Hayat appears to show, abbreviated to HTS, appears to show rebel fighters in vehicles inside the city. The BBC verified team has geolocated footage to a western suburb in Aleppo. So essentially, the fabric of Syria, which is very, very, I remember ISIS back in 2016 through to 2018, major involvement from Turkey, from Iran, from Syria, from the US and Israel as well, with bombing campaigns being carried out across that massive country, destabilization, millions of refugees leaving, the humanitarian effect of this. It said over 2 million people lived in that city, and it was the center of global trade at one point, passing through the Middle East into somewhere like Aleppo. Now it's been overrun again by military forces, and I bet you most major powers are waking up this morning and looking at this situation. It said that Turkey has been involved in this as well. Israel has conducted many bombing campaigns over the past few months in order to try to curb the spread from Hezbollah, which actually stores some weapons in there as well, and Iran, which has some of its troops operating in there as well. So much is happening. Whilst Hezbollah and Israel have signed a peace deal, we're seeing a new possible front open up over in Syria. What are your thoughts about it?